A long time ago, in a land of soft whispering winds and pale twilight skies, there lived a knight unlike any other. The knight wore shining armor, carried a steady sword, and rode a gentle horse over soft green hills. But the knight was deeply afraid of one thing: the quiet itself. Every hush, every still whisper of silence sent a tremor through the knight's heart. In the land known as the quiet world, where sounds were few and every pause carried weight, fear lived in every breath of silence. Each morning the knight awoke to the pale glow of sunrise, waited for the quiet, and then hurried into movement. Footsteps on pebbles, rustling of cloth, clanking of armor, anything to break the hush. Even the soft rustle of leaves caused a shudder of relief. The knight could not stand the pause between notes of the morning bird, could not bear the hush after a breeze drifted away. The world seemed empty in the silence, and the knight believed that emptiness was something to run from. One day, a soft voice in the wind, almost like a sigh, reminded the knight of something. A whispered idea floated. Perhaps the quiet held something more than emptiness. Perhaps within the hush there were sounds waiting to be heard, gentle, tender sounds. The knight's heart thumped with curiosity. The idea tugged. What if being quiet could be kind, could be safe, could be full? And so the knight set out on a quest through the quiet world to learn to appreciate silence, to hear its soft treasures, and to grow brave in the midst of stillness. The educational goal was clear: to discover that silence is not emptiness, but a world of soft sounds. In the land called Quiet World, hills were gentle slopes of mossy green. Streams were mere whispers of water. Trees stood tall without birdsong, loud and proud. The knight felt small in this hushed world. The sun was warm on the helmet, the breeze soft on the cheek. But the absence of sound, absence of clinks, absence of chatter felt heavy. The knight trembled at the moment between two heartbeats, at the moment just after wind stops, just before leaves settle. The quiet pressed in. Fear lived in that press. The knight decided that something must be learned, to listen differently, to be brave in stillness, to find beauty in subtle sound. And so the knight's quest began. The knight would travel across 3 regions of the quiet world, each region holding a challenge. In each challenge, the knight would practice listening for soft sounds, gentle sounds, tiny sounds. In each challenge, the knight would face fear, grow a little, and carry forward something learned. Finally, the knight would return with a heart that could find comfort in the quiet, and would understand that silence is not emptiness, but full of soft sounds. The first region, the Mossy Meadow. The second region, the Shimmering Lake. The third region, the Shadowed Caves. After passing all 3, the knight would face the final test, sitting in pure silence and letting the softest sound be heard. The knight entered the Mossy Meadow at dawn. The grass was damp, cushions of moss underfoot depressed softly, releasing tiny sighs of dew. The knight paused, heart racing, ears straining. In the meadow, all sounds were gentle. The drop of dew from a leaf, the slow breath of a sleeping flower, the faint hum of morning insects unseen. The knight knelt, listening. A single drop of dew leapt from a leaf, touched another leaf, plop, so soft it almost felt imagined. Then another drop. Drip, drip, drip. The knight held breath, counting. 1 drip, 2 drips, 3 drips. Can you count along with the knight? 1, 2, 3. The knight's heart eased a little with each drip. The more the knight listened, the more each drip seemed like a small friend in the meadow. Then a breeze whispered through the grass, making the blades rustle, a gentle, quivering rustle. Rustle, rustle, rustle. The knight counted again. 1 rustle, 2 rustles, 3 rustles. The rustle felt like laughter, like softness over skin. The knight's fear trembled away, replaced by wonder of the small sounds. But what the knight didn't know was that this challenge would teach patience. The moss muffled larger noises. Only the smallest could be heard. The knight realized that stillness made small sounds possible. The knight stayed longer in the meadow until even breath felt like part of the sound tapestry. The inhale soft, the exhale soft, the silence between breaths alive with tiny echoes. The night left Mossy Meadow carrying 3 soft sounds in memory: the drips, the rustles, the breath. The night's fear felt smaller now. After Mossy Meadow came Shimmering Lake. The sky was pale blue, water lay smooth like glass. No splash, no wind, no ripple, yet the night believed there must be sound here too. The night walked along the shore, toes barely touching wet sand, feeling cool edges. The night listened. Very softly, a pebble slid under shallow water, slosh, so faint that it nearly blended with the silence. The night counted 1 slosh. Then another pebble slid, 2 sloshes. Then a third, 3 sloshes. Can you count the sloshing with the night? 1, 2, 3. The night's heart felt calm at 3. Then soft lapping at the shore, water grazing sand, drawing back. Lap, lap, lap. Again counting. 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps. The night heard the lake's breathing. The night heard calm. A dragonfly touched the water's surface, tiny circle, splash so small, then gone. The night listened for the plink of droplet returning. 1 plink, another, a third. 1, 2, 3. The dragonfly's touch, the second drop falling from its wing, the third echoing faintly. Each made the night feel that silence wasn't empty at all. What the night did not know until the sun was higher was that the lake would teach listening to water sounds, to things often missed: pebble slides, lapping waves, droplet plinks. The night felt lighter, quieter inside, tamed fear of complete stillness. The night left Shimmering Lake with memories, sloshes, laps, plinks. Now came the final challenge before the climactic test: shadowed caves. Dark stones overhead, walls of damp rock, echoes suppressed. The night's heart trembled with fear. The silence seemed thick. The night stepped in. Footsteps on stone, muffled tap, tap, tap. The night counted each tap. 1 tap, 2 taps, 3 taps. Can you tap along in your mind? 1, 2, 3. The echo was deeper, the tap slower than in the meadow or the lake, a different kind of softness. Then water dripping from stalactites above. Drop, drip, drop. Again. 1 drip, 2 drips, 3 drips. Each drip fell into a pool splash so small it slipped into echo. Counting. 1, 2, 3. Then a slow wind. Wind inside cave passages, whistling quietly around corners, brushing against rock edges, carrying tiny grains of sand. The night strained, listened, hiss, whisper, sigh. Not harsh, not frightening now, but a gentle note of wind across stone. The night counted. 1 whisper, 2 whispers, 3 whispers. What the night didn't expect was that the shadows were not empty either. They held echoes, drips, whispers, a richness of soft sounds. The night felt fear diminishing, feeling growing, feeling courage, feeling curiosity. The night left shadowed caves carrying new soft sounds, the taps, the drips, the whispers. After the 3 challenges, the night arrived at the highest hill in the quiet world. Atop that hill was a place of pure silence. No breeze, no drip, no rustle, no footstep, no whisper. The night's heart flared with old fear. The night remembered early mornings, remembered every quiet moment that once felt heavy. The final test stood ahead, to sit still, to breathe, and to listen for the subtlest sound. The night knelt, armor still, sword resting on the ground, horse silent beside. Inhale, exhale, heart beating. Mouse scurrying far away, the beat of the heart soft inside the chest. Breath drawn, breath released. Inside the silence between heartbeat and breath, something stirred. First, 1 soft beat, then another. 1, 2, the night counted. Then a faint rustle of a distant leaf, carried by a breath of wind. 1 rustle. Then a whisper of skin against cloth as armor shifted slightly. 1, 2, 3. The night counted all. The heartbeats, the rustles, the whispers. Eyes closed, the night sank into that quiet, no longer filled with fear, but with listening. The silence was no longer an emptiness. It was a space full of soft, gentle life. Every breath, every beat, every rustle became a friend. A warmth spread through the chest. The knight realized that within quiet, sounds must travel slower, they must be felt more deeply. The knight realized that silence is not absence but presence, the presence of small wonders. Then, as the sun sank low, painting the sky in rose and gold, the knight stood. The fear was not gone entirely, but it was changed, softer. Instead of haste, there was pausing. Instead of fleeing the hush, there was choosing to stay. The knight understood that appreciation of silence brought calm, brought listening, brought wonder. Back in the mossy hills, back at the place where once each morning felt heavy, the knight walked slowly. Each rustle of leaf underfoot, each breath drawn in stillness, each heartbeat celebrated. The knight smiled inside. The once feared quiet now felt safe. Parents watching, children listening, the lesson becomes clear. Silence carries soft sounds, the drip of dew, the lap of lake, the whisper in cave, the beat of heart. And each of those sounds is worth hearing. Can you remember the 3 places the knight visited? What soft sound did the knight hear first in Mossy Meadow? When you sit quietly tonight, what subtle sound might you hear? As dusk fell, the quiet world glowed under twilight. The knight stood on the green hill, listening to silence. And in that silence, remembering the meadow's drips, the lake's laps, the cave's whispers, and the beating heart, the knight knew fear had become respect and wonder. The quiet was not emptiness. It was full of soft sounds waiting to be heard. Next time in our learning adventure, imagination will guide us. Perhaps we shall explore shapes in the sparkling sky, or colours hidden in the deepest ocean. Stay close, listen well, and join us next time to learn about something new together. Moral core: within quiet there is not emptiness, but a gentle world full of small wonders and soft sounds.